Organics is great, it's very much about what you don't do, and so they see our fruit coming in looking beautiful and clean, and they see their own problem areas, and they actually want to have fruit like we have. So we make them come and have a look at it.
Right. But biodynamics is another step.
It's more about what you give back. You take out in wood and grapes and all of this, and then you put back again. So it makes sense, but you're putting back in a natural form, not in a high chemical held in a salt. So it just requires a slightly different mindset.
And do you moon phase it?
As much as, well, certainly anything important, like, you know, the preps, very much so. The light preps and the dark preps all go on at the right time, are made at the right time, equinox, etc. And with the Mana group, which is interesting, you know, we're all sharing resources there, so one of us will grow various flowers and someone else will get the stag's bladders. And, at the moment we've got most of our cow horns buried in Te Wharewa's headland, and we share resources between, although we're all doing our own things as well. Yeah. So it makes it a lot of fun.
And what I was going to say as well, but did it take you a while? Did you always believe in biodynamics, or have you had to kind of learn to accept even the kind of slightly more crazy parts of it?
No, I think that's up to a person's personal choice. You know, we all come, Mike and I, we come from science backgrounds, I guess, and Matt, who's vineyard manager, luckily like us, he was a greenie, but he came from a science background and he was quite underconfident on the whole organic thing. And so we sent him up to the Steiner School. It was an 18-month, 2-year course that he did by correspondence and with block courses. So he'd come back and he'd actually exercise what he'd learned on the vineyard. And that changed his life, and that gave him the confidence, like, organic's fine, but let's do the next step.
Right.
And
we're going to do it properly, kind of thing.
And that was fantastic because we're right behind that. But it had to be, we can only do so much, we've got so much on our plate. We needed to have him fully engaged and very positive and confidence.
How common is it to be biodynamic? Are there many other producers out there who have gone down the same road?
Well, there's Saracen, of course. Saracen are very generous with their information, with their facilities, etc. And I mean, Michael Saracen, that's been fantastic. You know, when we started Mana, we were approached by other people around the country who said, "Can we join?" Because they could see, I guess, there's a level of an old feeling of isolation doing things so environmentally. But within the Mana group, a lot of us are practicing biodynamic methods, but not necessarily. I don't think Te Wharewa are going to certify biodynamic. I don't know whether everyone's going to certify, but really at the group, Claire Allan are looking at bio, they are organic. You know, Te Wharewa are practicing bio. Saracen, I think, certified bio. From practicing some bio, and us, there's also Rock Fairy, who is organic. They are now practicing that one involved, and they're now starting to practice bio, but now we've got to put it behind it, getting themselves into that. So it's growing. A lot of people are organic. We've got over 1,000 acres, I think, in Marlborough, and it's growing quite a lot on organics. But the next step of biodynamics takes a little more investment into.
So what the lifestyle kind of change, or the attitude change?
Well, it's a knowledge too. It's a knowledge. You have to really read up on the preps. You have to understand the moon calendar. You have to understand what the objective of the preparations are, and you just have to be prepared to go with it. You know, the whole stirring. It's inviting the divine into your world, and that can be a challenge initially.
Does that affect your outlook on the rest of the world, not just in wine? Does that kind of biodynamics, does that affect your general outlook? Have you become a kind of a bit more of a hippie as time goes on? You started doing a lot of weaving and stuff.
Weaving what? Weaving the hair on my legs. New spinning.
That explains everything.
No, I don't. I think I've always had a very open mind. You know, my sister lived for 6 years in India and spent a lot of her life contemplating the universe. And not overly religious, but not unreligious in the sense that there's a lot of things that aren't possible. So I think the concept of divine energy is as good as anything. It certainly seems to be a less challenging concept than God for me. So I'm quite happy with that.
Excellent. When you say the next step involves further investment, is that kind of commitment or kind of financial investment?
Mental investment. You have to invest in learning and looking. You learn, if you like, the rules of growing, which are a little bit more complicated because it's more of a lunar cycle and that sort of thing. And then you go out and see what's happening. It's not something you can do from your tractor cab or your office window. It's, if you want to really see it, you want to go. If you want to really, you have to go out there and have a look. So no, the financial investment is just time and, in a sense, lateral thinking. You have to think outside of the box. You could spend a fortune if you did everything in certain ways. You know, someone will make something in a new concept, or they'll say you should be doing it this really 500-year-old way. It's incredibly inefficient and expensive, and great then for their parameters, but we've got different things now. We've actually got gutters and ways of getting rainwater that are more logical. Working within our modernity, we have a great deal of efficiency compared to way back then. So you have to be logical about what was really the point of the exercise and bring it into this century on all of the stuff. And then it can work, and it's not expensive. See, the stirring, when you stir things, a lot of this issue about stirring, and you're inviting the divine energy into your stirringness. And that's all fine. I mean, they love it. The guys in the vineyard, they will say we can never go back. They love being out there with their hanging sticks in the barrels and stirring. And you listen to them, they're getting a real buzz out of it because they're touching something. It's not just being tipped into a tank, a big hose, and then out firing through a machine. It's just, there's some level of a human involvement in there that is so appreciated by the people doing it, and their lives have changed because there is a level of that was not there before.
Like a real connection between you and the...
Yeah, rather than, I mean, that seems to be a really healthy thing for humans. It makes them feel happy, and I'm not quite sure how much of this is about that sort of thing, and if that's why it changes in the vineyard, and how much is, I mean, maybe that is the divine. See, I'm not judging where and how, what it is. It may just be that sort of thing.
It's pretty inspiring.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's quite something to see.
I should be looking at my garden in a different way when I go home.
I'll smile at you, I'll tell you.